moon like a testicle hangs low in the sky.
Whoa. Meeting, Fonzie. Remember me, Mork from Ork? You once called me the nutso from outer space.
Look at this thing. Look, Flipper.
Good morning, Vietnam!
He's come by the sailor man. He's come by the sailor man.
Who is that, Captain?
It's Peter Pan.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Fossy, you do Martha Graham, or Twyla.
Oh, no, Joan. You are here without your parents. This is kidnapping. Now go, shoot.
Which one do you recommend, the Fujitsu or the Fuji? Where's my mom and dad?
We don't know. This house has been empty for years. Everyone thought you were dead.
You don't know about real loss. Because that only occurs when you love something more than you love yourself. Why can't we treat death with a certain amount of humanity and dignity and decency and, God forbid, maybe even humor?
Captain, my captain. Sit down, Mr. Anderson. You hear me? Sit down. Sit down. This is your final warning, Anderson. How dare you?
Okay, that was just a little tribute to the late great Robin Williams, who left us a little too soon, even though he was 63 years old, but nobody wanted to see him go the way that he did, so it's just a little tribute to him. Welcome to Let's Talk Freedom Radio. Just going to do a little commercial here for my sponsors, Helios Water Group. It's Helios Micro Water. If you're not interested in being killed by your municipal water and your government, don't drink tap water. Drink Helios water. It's Helios Micro Water. It's ultra purified water, clears out fluoride, bacteria, adds alkaline to your water, and some of the health benefits include fighting off arthritis, heartburn, chronic fatigue, indigestion, leg cramps, high blood pressure, poor circulation, migraines, nausea, obesity, osteoporosis, stress, and so on. I don't know what that word is there, so we'll just skip right over that. Psoriasis. All right. And, of course, we have Will-Powered Fit Training. Make sure you call Will-Powered Fit Training. Will-Powered Fit Training consists of workouts that are not too overbearing. They're meant to tone, sculpt, and to help you gain strength. They're 1-minute intervals that consist of creative body weight training with resistance, spans, kettlebells, dumbbells, Bosu balls, rage rope, and jump ropes. Also included is creative agility circuit for cardio, as well as nutritional advice. Sessions start at $10 per session with package deals for individuals, couples, and partners. Conveniently located at Wellaby Park, that's 11100 Northwest 44th Street, Sunrise, Florida 33351. Call Will to set up your session or click appointment at the top of the screen at www.willpoweredfittraining.webs.com today, or you can give him a call at 954-600-8332. And again, that's willpoweredfittraining.webs.com. Mention the word freedom and get your first session free for new customers. And for Helios Water, it's www.helioswatergroup5.webs.com. Order your Helios Water, mention the word freedom, and get 10% off of your first 10 bottles. Alright, so moving right on with the show.
You're listening to Let's Talk Freedom Radio, the New World Order, one podcast at a time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of LTF. Thank you for joining once again. It's greatly appreciated. Today we have a special episode for you. We're introducing a special co-host here, joining Mr. Joseph Werner. Am I pronouncing that correct?
That is correct.
All right. And so he's going to be joining us here every Sunday, hopefully, if he likes what's going on here, and help in the good fight to battle the New World Order and restore the Constitution to the United States. So why don't you tell the people about yourself, Joseph?
Oh boy. Well, I'm human. I love freedom. I hate tyranny. And the state of affairs right now, I don't like where it's going. It just seems like everything is moving in a tyrannical, what would you call it?
Exactly right.
It's like a chessboard being set up to enslave people. I'm not down for this. I'm not digging it.
Absolutely. So as you can see, he's definitely going to fit right in here, be part of the family. I know I already talked to you a little bit about some of this stuff earlier, but if you don't mind saying it again for the audience, where are you from originally?
I'm native Floridian.
Right on.
And I've lived all over Florida. It's too beautiful here to leave for me. People don't retire to New York, do they?
Right.
Sorry for any New York people listening. Yep, so I've lived here my whole life. Any key points to me living here did we talk about?
No, I know we were talking about the water, and that was a big point for you.
Oh yeah, it's so beautiful here. We have the most beautiful beaches, I think, in the United States.
Agreed.
I might be wrong, but I like our East Coast very much. The water's warm.
Yeah, no, definitely. I see that you do a lot of diving. Is that free diving that you do, or is it scuba diving? Or?
Yep, free diving.
Right on.
I'm nodding my head, so just absolutely.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yep, free diving. We have the Florida Keys. Wonderful place to dive.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I could give props to somebody down there, but they're not paying me yet, so screw them.
Right. I used to do scuba diving with my father. Back in the day. I mean, I was certified. I was certified scuba diver when I was 14. He was certified probably most of his life. So we used to go scuba diving a lot together from the age of 14 to 18. So yeah, it's, in Florida you have to, most native Floridians we're we come from the water. We're practically from the ocean. We're fish for the most part, I think. What do you think?
No, absolutely. If you live in Florida and you're not in the water, then you're not in Florida.
Right, you're not a Floridian.
Yeah, you're not a real Floridian.
Oddly enough, though, for myself, I don't go to the beach anymore. My wife was just commenting, actually, earlier today, you never want to go to the beach. It's true. I mean, I used to live at the beach. I was at the ocean. My father used to wake us up every weekend, 6 o'clock in the morning, take us down to the beach, and we'd swim in the water. He'd go scuba diving. He'd grab some lobster, or whatever the case may be, for us to cook later on in the evening. But
I sound like your dad. That's what I do. Everybody go play in the sand. I'm out.
Right, exactly. Yeah, every weekend we'd be there all day from about 6 in the morning till about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Go home and he'd cook up some lobster and whatever fish he caught.
What a great day.
And now I never go.
You're busy.
Yeah.
Family life gets in the way.
Yeah, I guess.
Once in a while you got to reprioritize.
Right.
This conversation will make you want to take the family to the beach.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. And what is it that what's your background as far as what you do for a living?
I teach self-defense and fitness. So I get a lot of interaction with law enforcement, but on the positive side. Mm-hmm. But even within the law enforcement community, I think judging by your posts on Facebook, we all see eye to eye. Mm-hmm. Even law enforcement is getting a little bit worried about the direction of policies.
Right. The current state of affairs and like I was talking about before, as far as the obvious militarization of the police, and it just seems to me that there's a lot of things going on to kind of generate the excuse to bring about a police state. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So tell everybody a little bit more about yourself.
Man, I don't know what to say. My life is very simple. I believe in fitness. You have one life, so you got to take care of everything that you have. I can't imagine not being free. That's why everything that you're involved in is such a hot topic for me. I I love the freedom to move about. I love the freedom to go to the beach. I love the freedom. I mean, granted, we have to have a lobster license here in Florida,
right?
But I can't imagine. I just don't like people telling me what I can and cannot do, and nothing I do hurts people.
Right.
You know, it's funny. Like, I'll take one lobster out of the ocean, and you know, some people they don't like that. They're like, you should never touch sea life, blah blah, whatever. And at the same line, they won't speak up against mass commercialization fishing charters.
Right.
And it's just, so double standard right there, correct?
Sure.
And I feel the same way about freedom in general. You have to be aware of what you're talking about, why you're talking about it. And me, I'm on that vibe 24/7. This is my life. I just think, how can I make my life better? And how can I lead people with me? And, it boils down to freedom. In other countries, they don't have the freedoms that we do, and we're going to lose it here if people are not on that same wavelength.
Right.
And that is a big issue. There is nowhere else to go.
Right, absolutely. And on that topic of double standards, like you were saying, for me, it's I have a big point of contention for me as far as double standards and selective enforcement. For example, if you talk about the hot button topic right now, one of many, which would be the legalization or the decriminalization of marijuana, whether medicinal or recreational. It just points to the whole point of not only freedom but also double standards and or selective enforcement. If you compare that to something like riding a motorcycle, and in Florida they passed the law where they were fighting for so long against not having to wear helmets when you're riding a motorcycle, which why you wouldn't want to wear a helmet while you're riding a motorcycle is beyond me, but that's neither here nor there. I totally believe that if you don't want to protect your own brain while you're riding a motorcycle, you don't have to. Great. Not my business. I don't care. But at the same time, that was the same stance that the government took. They finally gave up the case and said, hey, you know what? You don't want to protect your own brain? Don't. You're only hurting yourself. Cool. Okay, so why would you apply that to that particular subject? But then when you talk about drugs, or especially a harmless drug like marijuana,
all right, they didn't give up that fight. They said, "All right, we're going to have a bunch of angry people here. How can we make money off of it?" And so, boom, you have to pay that extra little bit of money, and a lot of that goes where?
Right.
All right. So,
right. Good point.
And now, if they legalize, see, right now there is no tax on marijuana. So before this all goes through, you got to get all your ducks in a row if you're in that position of power and say, okay, they're going to do it anyway. How can we capitalize on that? How can we make money off that?
Right.
And that's exactly what they're doing.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. It's an excellent point. Excellent point. What else did I want to get into? I never thought about that. That's really so they have to. I didn't know about that. So they have to pay a tax basically for not wearing their helmet.
Absolutely. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to get a motorcycle and I'm not going to use a helmet. At least when the law first came into being, the insurance companies made people pay like a waive fee, etc. I mean, it's the same thing. Anything there is that the government is making a solution for involves a tax, not a necessary tax. It's like, well, how can we make money off of this topic?
Right.
And I'm not anti-government at all. I think you have to have structure, but I also know that it doesn't involve a tax every step of the way. It involves people using common sense and just communicating. But the people on top are so hungry for absorbing more and more money, man, they're going to make a tax out of everything. We're still paying taxes, you and I, and every single person that works, towards programs that ended 20 and 30 years ago.
Right.
Why is that? Right? Yeah, you're baffled.
Yeah,
because it's baffling.
Right.
Why are we paying taxes for programs that end it? Well, because they generate revenue, and at the top, that's the game. How can I create residual income? In economics, every success story usually involves not a lump sum, but residual income. How can I make everybody pay a little bit, everybody, and just gradually increase it, and then you know what? We don't. Americans, and this is along the same line, we used to pay attention to every single tax, every single law, every single action. If one cop acted out of place in Ohio, the whole world knew it.
Right.